What's next? It's the question that begins all our exploring. It ignites our imagination, inspires us to bring tomorrow into today. tomorrow, metals will flow. Beauty will be powerful. Borders will disappear. Reflections will be free. Colors will live. The future will be the present. Light the way to next. Welcome to Samsung Galaxy Unpacked 2015.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Head of Global Marketing for the IT and Mobile Division, Young-hee Lee.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Unpack 2015. I've led product launches at Samsung since the first Galaxy. What an incredible journey. But let me tell you, tonight is big. We are sharing with you the result from the most significant team effort in this company's history. We started from the ground up and reached for something entirely new. And on that note, let's get ready to unveil the next Galaxy. Please welcome our CEO, Mr. J.K. Shin.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you all for joining us. This is an exciting day. No more internet rumors. Today, we unveil what's next. These products are a result of a simple philosophy. A philosophy that's made Samsung the leading smartphone company in the world. It comes down to two words: relentless innovation. I may not be the best public speaker. That's because my first language is engineering. We got here because we are passionate about technology. And we will never rested on our past achievement. We listened to our customers. We learned from our successes and our missteps. And we pushed forward new technologies, new ideas. That's how we have offered better products and how we've offered new products first. AMOLED screens, LTE technology, the Note, the Gear. Yes, it's a crowded market. You may have noticed this. We definitely have. Some companies have set themselves apart through design, others through practicality. But people want both. People want the best-in-class smartphone with the best-in-class design. That's what we have set out to build. And we did it from the ground up. Our goal was simple: the most beautiful smartphones in Samsung's history and the most advanced smartphones in the world. That's what comes next. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Galaxy S6 and Galaxy S6 Edge. These are the most advanced powerful smartphones in the world, with the capabilities no other phone can match. No other phone can match. But that's not all. To use a technical engineering term, they also look really cool. Really cool. The best display, the fastest processor, the best cameras under any conditions. With the Samsung Knox and MDM partners, these phones will give business and government the confidence of the best security and the data protection available. Also, Samsung Pay will push the boundaries of mobile payments by dramatically increasing convenience and coverage for both merchants and consumers. We have closely worked with industry-leading card networks, such as MasterCard and Visa. Many more banks and financial institutions are joining forces to provide customers with greater flexibility and more access and more secure choice of contactless payment. We know the full value of our devices depends on connection speed, so we are relentless in pursuing the best LTE technology. To carriers, this is great news. When your networks are ready, our users will be too. Finally, these phones are beautifully designed. You can see that. But as Samsung, we believe in design with a purpose, design that does something. S6 and S6 Edge can charge wirelessly. It's built right in. No more fumbling for power codes in the dark. You will see what I mean. That's a design with a purpose. That's the future. Let me close by saying this. I'm very proud of this company and the team behind it. I believe that Samsung has an important role to play in advancing technology in our daily lives. We push ourselves hard. We take a step forward and then another. And if we get there first, others will follow. That's how we transform society for the better. That's how we make life easier, simpler, and more productive. That's what relentless innovation means, offering what's next now. And so I'm proud to reveal the Galaxy S6 and Galaxy S6 Edge to all of you today. We set out to deliver something better than anything we've ever built before. And I think we did it. Next is now. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you, JK. The S6 and the S6 Edge are the result of our mission to redefine the Galaxy brand. We returned to the drawing board and imagined a totally new design, never before seen performance, and the next level of enterprise solution, the all-new Galaxy. Let's begin by taking a look at the design. It's beautiful, isn't it? The S6 and the S6 Edge, the most advanced smartphones in the world with a design to match. Every detail on these devices was carefully considered, crafted to serve a significant purpose for our consumers, focusing on the essentials and making the devices refined. At the core of it all, the S6 and the S6 Edge truly reflect our energy and commitment to designing with purpose. Take a look. The first dual-curved smartphone in the world. It took years of innovation to produce this mesmerizing design that we all thought was a thing of the future. And yet, here it is now. It's the result of craftsmanship that only Samsung can achieve, a delicate process so difficult to master. It takes 800 degrees Celsius just to curve the glass. When dealing with tens of millions of devices, this was once impossible. But you know what? We did it. Now we have the first devices of its kind, the S6 Edge. It has an amazing viewing experience, a more comfortable grip, and above all, your friends will think it's very cool. You know what I love about working for Samsung? I get to see featured devices before anybody else. When I saw the first S6 design sample, I was amazed by the jewel-toned colors. See? The glass has a micro-optical layer that gives an impression of depth and richness. For example, the gold seems to have a life of its own, moving between gold and silver, depending on how you look at it. Both the S6 and the S6 Edge come in other shimmering colors with a mystical quality like you've never experienced in a smartphone before. We've all dropped and shattered our phones before, and it's a huge pain. Well, Gorilla Glass 4 has your back. So not only does it look great, it's super tough. In fact, it's the toughest in the market. Also, the special metal that we use is 50% stronger than the metal in other high-end smartphones. My first language may not be engineering, but I do know that this stuff will not bend. I mean, what our engineers and designers accomplished with the glass and metal is really amazing in terms of bringing together technology, and design to create something awesome. Everything about the exterior is amazing, but inner beauty is just as important, if not more so. Interacting with the device has also been greatly improved. And to explain this in detail, please welcome from our UX innovation team, Hyun-Yu Lee.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here to talk about our new design philosophy, design with purpose. We've been driving relentless innovation in our user interface, and we are listening. The changes we've made were suggested by customers and our friends on the internet. We focused on the essentials. We reimagined the user experience so it's more intuitive and simpler to use. We started with a more logical structure and reduced the depth to the menus and settings. Plus, we swapped out abstract icons and replaced them with clear, concise text. We removed everything that got in the way of you having the best experience. No more unnecessary alerts and notifications or struggling with hard-to-use and hard-to-find features. Thanks to powerful processors and a streamlined interface, lag or stuttering is gone. Even the smallest gestures are registered. More than ever, these devices are insanely responsive. Our new phone's visual experience is also exactly what you've been waiting for. As you can see, we used bright and simple colors to make everything more clear and better organized. And you'll see this idea throughout the interface. These are the app pages, which we made more legible and simpler. We also use color codes to make quick associations with specific apps. So, green is a phone, purple is video, orange are contacts. Now, let's dive into the details. Take a look at the camera controls. Everything you need is right at your fingertips. See how easy it is to add an effect to your photo? Again, you'll be able to spot and understand the icons faster because we added labels. And tapping a single button gives you all the commonly used options at a glance. Don't you love it? The most wonderful part of all, no scrolling. It's also great for casual photographers. Thank you. It's also great for casual photographers, simple and streamlined. But if you want more advanced controls, there's a separate professional mode when you're feeling more creative. Cool. Now let's talk about the edge. We created a meaningful space. The curved screen, which we call the edge, connects to the people and information that matter to you. Plus, there's a new feature that lets you use the edge to stay in touch with your favorite people. You can assign a color for up to 5 contacts. The edge will then glow in that color so that you can see who's calling, emailing, or texting you without ever having to lift the phone. And don't we all agree? It's so frustrating when the big boss is calling and there's no way you can answer the phone. Well, just place your finger on the heart rate sensor and off goes the one-touch auto reply. Sorry, JK. And on top of that, you can have up to 5 contacts you missed show up right on the lock screen with options for immediate action so you can connect right away. It's been exciting to share with you the breakthroughs we made in design. First, the design of the exterior, sleek, solid, and durable. Second, the user experience, simple, fast, and intuitive, all designed with purpose. Now, my colleague from the product strategy and marketing team will tell you more about the power of these devices. please welcome Justin Dennison. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent design is critical. And when it's matched with powerful performance, you get something truly unique. The S6 and S6 Edge now set the performance bar for the entire industry. This is how. It starts with the processor, one of a kind. It has a 64-bit architecture built using 14-nanometer technology. It's a world's first in a smartphone. It's more powerful, but also smaller and easier on the battery. To put this in perspective, it has 20% faster performance and is 35% more efficient than the 20-nanometer chip in the Galaxy Note 4. Next, we went beyond the industry standard DDR3 RAM and instead used DDR4, boosting the running memory by greater than 80%. For your data, we've developed all new flash storage technology. It's a fusion of the SSD in PCs and mobile flash. It's faster and uses less power. So taking pictures, playing games, watching videos, it all happens fast, without interruption or lag. And now, let's move on to the display. The Galaxy brand has always been associated with outstanding displays. We set the bar high with Super AMOLED. Today, we set that bar even higher. The S6 and S6 Edge have the best screens you've ever seen on a smartphone. 5.1-inch Quad HD Super AMOLED with 577 pixels per inch. Even though the S5 has an amazing display, the S6 has 77% more pixels. And there's nothing more representative of our display innovation than our Galaxy S6 Edge. It has a Super AMOLED screen wrapped around both edges of the device, inviting you to a wonderful viewing experience. While we're talking about display innovation, we're also excited to announce a new Gear VR. And it works with both the S6 and S6 Edge. Thank you. The pixel density of the S6 display has been increased by 11% versus the Note 4, giving you a richer visual experience with crisper images. And all that processing power I talked to you about, it's why you get higher quality VR content all wirelessly. Together, they create an out-of-this-world immersive experience. How about that for what's next? Thank you. As you know, battery is top of mind when consumers think about their phones. So we're always looking for ways to improve it. The S6 family has an enhanced processor that performs better but draws less power. A screen that's even more brilliant, yet handles energy efficiently. But come on, no one has invented the never-ending battery, but we've invented one that charges faster than any in the industry. I repeat, faster than any in the industry. Does that matter to you? Yeah. Get this. It only takes 10 minutes to get enough charge for up to 4 hours of everyday use. Come on. That's right. Charging from 0 to 100, it takes roughly half the time of the iPhone 6. Really? Thank you. I travel a lot for business, and I find myself in situations where I'm low on battery, but can't stay in one place long enough to find a charge. 15 minutes in a coffee shop, 10 minutes in an airport lounge. These are never enough to get me going. But with the S6, I won't have to be constantly worried about battery life. And by the way, you may have noticed a major change here. The battery is built in. Now, we've refused to do this for some time. That's because we didn't want to have a built-in battery until we were absolutely sure that users would feel confident about charging their phones. Others have sacrificed convenience for design, but not us. And here's something else. Just like the battery, wireless charging is built right in. Thank you. All packed into an incredibly thin 6.8 millimeters. Sure, wireless charging has been around, but there hasn't ever been full dedication to it. Think about what it used to mean. A special accessory, maybe an additional cover, and of course, you needed to find the right charging pad that worked with your phone. There's nothing really convenient about that, is there? With built-in wireless charging and the rapid increase in wireless charging pads at cafes, restaurants, and offices, you already have everything you need. And as it's compatible with the two main wireless charging standards, both WPC and PMA, you know that you're covered. Wireless charging has arrived. Thank you. So, with the Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge, you have a super efficient device with a powerful built-in battery that charges incredibly fast and built-in wireless charging to keep you going until we invent that never-ending battery. Now, on to our new camera. It's well known just about everyone is using their mobile phone as their main camera. And tonight, we're doing the same. We are so confident about the quality of our camera that all of the scenes that you're watching in this making of video were shot using our new device. And as you've already seen, we're using some of those same videos and images throughout this Unpacked. I have lots of specs and details for you, but first, let me explain what we were trying to achieve. As a camera, smartphones get the job done, for the most part. But the key challenge is creating a camera that excels in all lighting conditions. This camera can do that, especially in low light. How about a brighter f1.9 lens, real-time HDR, and a special low-light shot feature that combines multiple photos to create the brightest image? That sounds great, right? Thank you. Now, that would be a pretty impressive rear camera. I'm actually talking about the front camera. Thank you. For the front camera, which boasts 5 megapixels, we used an f1.9 lens instead of the S5's f2.4 lens. That lets in 60% more light. And we increased the pixel size by 43%, meaning lower light noise and better low-light photography. And that real-time HDR I mentioned, another world's first. That's going to make a huge difference when you're capturing the moment, especially in low light. Let me show you. Here's a close-up taken with the S6 in a dimly lit bar with no flash. I mean, there's never been a front camera as powerful as this. It is a remarkable achievement. But don't worry, we didn't forget the back. You're looking at the level of quality you get with the rear camera. Look at the crispness, the rich colors, the details in the background. It has a 16 megapixel sensor and the same amazingly bright f1.9 lens. We also included the optical image stabilization feature introduced on the Note 4. Check this out. This is the difference you will see right off the bat. And no touch-up, no tweak settings, no photoshopping. It's incredible. And we didn't just improve still images. Video is even better. So what you're looking at now was shot with the iPhone 6 Plus. Oh. It's a little hard to tell what this is, but I think it's a couple sitting. Can you show me a better video of that? Same scene, same lighting conditions, same everything. That's shot with the S6. Cool, right? We are tremendously proud of what we've been able to achieve, and it's all because of the incredibly bright f1.9 lens. We can't wait to see what you'll create with it. Another thing we heard from you is that you wanted to be able to take a picture at a moment's notice. For me, to see all three of my kids smiling, getting along, posed perfectly with a well-behaved dog, when that happens, if it happens, I want to capture it right then. Our answer? The S6 camera is always on standby, which means it launches in less than a second. So when that must-capture moment happens, just double-click the home button, and the camera is on in an instant. Thank you. And what happens if everything's moving around? Not a problem, because the camera will follow your subject, keeping it in focus. All you need to worry about is pressing the shutter. This is made possible by a brand new feature of the Galaxy S6 family, object tracking autofocus. Those are just a few of the highlights of the amazing S6 camera, your perfect companion to capture any moment. Now, let me expand on what Mr. Shin was talking about with regards to Samsung Pay. I mentioned earlier that we didn't want to go with a built-in battery until we were absolutely sure the technology was right. The same goes for making purchases with your mobile phone. We believe that for any payment service to be successful, universal acceptance is critical. NFC is not universally accepted. In the US, for instance, it limits your purchasing options to less than 10% of merchants. That leaves a greater than 90% chance you won't be making a mobile purchase when you go shopping. That's why we developed Samsung Pay, which will allow you to use your Samsung phone to pay anywhere that accepts credit cards, debit cards, or NFC. Thank you. With our innovative technology called MST, Samsung solves the acceptance problem. It's groundbreaking because MST allows you to use mobile payments even when a merchant only supports magstripe. It's so simple to use. You swipe up from the bezel to activate Samsung Pay, authenticate with your fingerprint, and then tap it to the card reader, and you're done. Samsung Pay is also secure. When you're making a purchase, you're protected two ways. Your fingerprint starts the process, and your card information is encrypted through tokenization. No card data is stored in the device or with Samsung. To deliver a best-in-class mobile payment solution, Samsung has partnered with major payment networks, such as MasterCard and Visa. Our partnership ecosystem for Samsung Pay is also expanding to include more global financial institutions, such as American Express, Bank of America, Chase, Citi, and US Bank, to name a few. Starting this summer in the US and Korea, Samsung Pay will be accepted by far and away more merchants than any other offering. And that's what we mean by getting mobile payments right. Now, let's wrap it up. A next-level processor, best all-around display, a powerful battery that now supports wireless charging, the fastest, brightest camera on the market, and convenient mobile payments. That's how we've raised the bar. And finally, the all-new Galaxy is not only perfect for personal life, it's also ready for business right out of the box. To tell you more, I'd like to introduce a colleague of mine, Gregory Wade.
Thank you. It's great to be here with you this evening in Barcelona. Let me dive right in and say this. The Galaxy S6 ranks as one of the most secure devices on the market today, continuing Samsung's drive to provide businesses with defense-grade security built in, making it the obvious choice for businesses and consumers alike who want the highest levels of security and protection against malicious attacks, viruses, and hackers. Right off the bat, Samsung Knox takes your security to the next level from the hardware, software, and application layers. But don't just take my word for it. Check out the news. One leading market research firm projects Android's mobile OS will dominate the business landscape. And when it comes to areas of business that matter most, a top technology research firm gives Samsung Knox high rankings. The Galaxy S6 is definitely ready for business right now. We've also received 2 thumbs up from top government agencies in the US like NIST and DISA, plus agencies in the UK and Finland, which have some of the strongest standards in the world for mobile platform security. And we're constantly working to broaden that list. The Galaxy S6 integrates with all the leading MDMs, including AirWatch, BlackBerry, and Mobile Iron. So whatever MDM your company is using, the Galaxy S6 is ready for business the moment you turn it on. This means that your company's IT manager can easily integrate and manage it, whether you're in the office or on the road. Our security is built in. Just turn it on. And now, before we turn you loose on the devices, please welcome back my colleague, Young-hee Lee. Thank you very much.
Like I said, today's Unpacked was a big one. The best in design and performance for personal and enterprise. Tonight, we bring you the beginning of a whole new Galaxy.
What's next? It's a question with infinite possibilities. And that's when things get exciting. When we discover, craft, invent, and see things in a whole new way. We're always looking ahead to what's next and making it happen now. Because it's when possibility becomes a reality, when tomorrow becomes today, when next becomes now, we feel most inspired. The all-new Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge. Next is now.
I'm sure you've been waiting to know the S6 and the S6 Edge will be available from April 10th in 20 countries. and will continue to expand after that all over the world. And you'll be able to purchase them in 32, 64, and 128 gigabyte options, along with an array of Samsung accessories. For this launch, we also synced up with our partners to make sure you find perfect accessories to go with your new phone. Now, the Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge are here. Thank you to everyone in Barcelona and those watching around the world. Okay, that's it. Now it's your turn to go and explore the devices. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked Talk Show. I'm Amber Mack. Today we're here in Barcelona at the CCIB Convention Center where, like you, we've been watching the big announcement about the brand new Galaxy phones. We're going to show you all that, and we're also going to talk to a very special YouTube star. But first, let's go to my co-host John P., host of Geek Beat at the Unpacked Experience Zone for a hands-on look at the new devices. Hi, John.
Hey guys, welcome to the Experience Zone. It is really a wonderful experience, I'll tell you that right now. It's beautiful. You can see we've got all these amazing devices lined up waiting for the crowd that's going to be pouring in from that door in a minute. But we're giving you a super sneak peek at the new star of the show, the S6 Edge. Look at this bad boy. I love this thing. It has a beautiful glass and metal body. It also has Gorilla Glass on both sides of the device, integrated wireless charging so we can just set it down on a pad, and much improved battery life. And what you're also seeing me demonstrate is this very cool clear view cover, which is specifically made by Samsung to fit this device. It matches the design, obviously, and it works perfectly with the wireless charger, of course. It shows you weather, clock, messages, calls, all kinds of things. Not only that, we've got a variety of other cases. For example, we've got a wallet case here, so you can put in a credit card or a driver's license or whatever. And notice it's a kind of a cloth nylon material. I think it'd be really nice, very complimentary. We've got a clear plastic case that is a good protector. Of course, we've also got the smaller S-View cover that just integrates very nicely, and a number of other beautiful covers. So we're going to talk more about these later, and I'm also excited. We don't have one right here at the moment, but I want to talk to you more about the Gear VR, which you place the new S6 in this headset, put it on for a fully immersive experience that is like nothing you have ever seen. We're going to talk about all of this stuff and more, but first, in order to do so, I'm going to send you guys back to Amber and our special guest host, Colin Furs, who are back in the studio. He's an amazing YouTube star. He's my personal hero. So back to you guys, and I'll see you in just a minute. I got your stuff.
Thanks, John. I'm here with Colin, who's joined us all the way from London. Colin hosts his own YouTube channel where he invents, builds, breaks, and everything in between. Thanks so much for joining us.
That's good. It's good to be here in such a clean environment. It's much different to the shed, which I'm normally in. I'm sure it's a lot different than the shed. So what do you think of the new S6 and the Edge? I think it's brilliant. I think, you know, phones these days have taken over things like you can never believe. I mean, we've all got them in our pockets, and you can't imagine what life would have been like before them. So, and this feels so futuristic and absolutely fantastic. How do you feel being one of the first people in the entire world to get your hands on this device? I feel really privileged, actually, that they've asked me, you know, from someone who bashes bits of metal in a shed, you know, gets mucky, gets filthy. I've been invited down to sample something which is very clean and very clinical, so it's good. I'm pleased. All right, speaking of people who've gotten a sneak peek, here comes John from the Experience Zone.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good. How?
It was good time. Good
Good
time.
How was
Yeah,
the
I ran. It was
experience,
awesome.
though?
Oh, the experience zone was quite an experience. I'll tell you what, it was beautiful in there. You guys can go check it out later. They had hundreds and hundreds of these devices everywhere, and the crowds were just going to start streaming in. So it was kind of a little bit crazy. But speaking of crazy, I can't believe we have Colin here with us. He is one of my favorite YouTubers of all time.
That's cool. Well, you know, you're a welder fabricator yourself. Maybe you could come in useful. You know, you come and give me a
we
hand.
should do something. We should definitely like build something huge and crazy together.
Totally agree.
All right, boys, settle down. We got to talk about the phones. There were some really great new features that were announced today by Samsung's J.K. Shin for both versions of the new Galaxy. And I think this device is exciting both everyday fans and geeks just like us because we have very high expectations.
Well, it is exciting, and I think we should break it all down and chat about some of those features right now. We've got our S6s here, so what do you say?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so first of all, I think we have to start with the design. These are truly beautiful devices. We've all got different variants here. So we've got the S6, you've got an Edge.
The Edge one. Got the Edge one.
I've got an Edge with the cover. We've got other covers we can play with in a minute. But first of all, what do you guys think about the design?
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's so sleek if you just look at it here, and I love the way that the light reflects off it. An absolutely gorgeous device. And one of the things I keep thinking, and the word I just want to use all the time, is that this is such a sophisticated device. And you know, I'm holding the S6, you have the Edge, a little bit different, and the exciting thing there is obviously the curve and the glass going over the front of the screen.
I think from my practical man's perspective, I know that when I've made something and you're really pleased with it, you might look at the welds and think, yeah, really, really good welds, everything looks good, it all seems to fit. I think the person that's designed this, when they were handed the first one off the production line or first saw it on the computer, they must have looked at it and gone, yeah, I've done a really good job on that, because it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
It is definitely a premium product, right? That is premium craftsmanship. You do not pick up one of these S6s and think anything about it is cheap. In fact, you probably wonder, how did they build that thing?
Yeah, I love the fact that you can't see any fixings, there's no screws or bolts or anything like that. It's as if it was held in suspended animation and like bang, they've slapped it all together. You'll never take it to bits or anything. It's good, it's seamless, seamless.
You know, in addition to that really awesome construction, what I like very much is the texture and the lighting, the lighting effects of it. So, you know, you got one of the colors over there.
Yep.
I believe you've got the.
I've gone for the green one.
Yeah,
kind
emerald,
of like
green emerald.
British
right?
racing green, as
There
I like
you
to
go,
call
there
it.
you
British
go.
emerald green, and there's a slightly bluer one as well, which to kind of to put it into real terms, it's a bit like when you see petrol or something like shimmering on water. You've got like that mirror of colour. It's a bit like a fish. I kind of thought a bit like a fish. You've kind of got that.
Like
so they look quite dark, but they do have a bit of colour
They have
to
a
them.
color, and that's what I love about
It's
them.
iridescent, right?
It is,
Yeah.
and I go back to them being so sophisticated because many times we see with smartphones is that they have these bright colors, you know, some of the primary colors, but these are very sleek, and I think people are going to love them. We should mention they come in 4 different colors, so people will be excited. You do have an option there as well.
Yeah, there's several different. You've got gold, platinum, which is what I've got. I've got a little bling going on over here. Yeah, we've got black, sapphire, green, emerald, which you've got. We got blue topaz, and also white pearl.
White,
so
of course.
There's multiple colors and white and black, whatever. So very cool. And let's not forget, good looking is one thing, but durable is another.
Yes,
And
durable
these
is definitely
babies
another.
are very durable because they have Gorilla Glass on both sides.
I know, we have to talk about that. You know, I was just looking and when we were watching the keynote saying that the Gorilla Glass is actually 50% stronger. I mean, this is really exciting for people, especially like you said, because they do have it on both sides. And if you look at this here, we're looking at the front of the phone, but we can flip it around and look at the back. I mean, again, I go back to the design just being so absolutely fabulous and sturdy, and you'll like that.
Yeah, I mean, I as a practical person, that's what I look for in a phone, because this thing, it sits in my pocket, it goes through everything I do. I generally don't tend to put cases on them. So if I fall off something, if I'm hammering something or whatever, the phone's pretty much going through it as well. And you never know, this might actually save my leg one day. So the tougher they are, the better. And as most people, if they're going to break anything on the phone, it's the screen, isn't it? We've all broken screens, sort of thing. So the tougher they make them, the better.
Right. And that is the toughest screen on the market. Also, because you've got the one with the curved edges, we should probably mention that it's not just beautiful. It doesn't just feel good in the hand. It it serves a purpose.
Yeah, it
You
does.
want to tell them what it does?
Yeah, definitely. If you want to just hold it, or I can hold it for you, Con.
Yeah, you go
okay,
for it.
so I'll go for it here. So if we see the curve on the edges, it does serve a purpose, and that purpose being that you can get notifications. So it's not just pretty, it also has some utilitarian purpose as well, which I think is great. Also, one of the things that I love is that you can color code it, so based on who's calling you. So say, for example, that John P. is calling me, I can color code it so it's bright red, and I can see that red kind of glow from underneath.
So red is like a warning,
Don't
right?
answer
Like, don't
it.
answer
Don't
that
answer
call.
It could be for love, John. It could be for love.
Oh, it could be. It could
It
for
is
love. That's
definitely
right.
for
right,
love.
right.
What are you talking about?
Well, I think it's well, because I mean, this is one of them features which I think people get excited about, because I think with these conventions where I get so many people here is every time, you know, like a new phone comes out, we always want to see like a gimmick or something which is really cool and fresh, and the bent screen I think is definitely that. But this does actually serve a purpose. It's not just there for, you know, for it to be flash.
No,
It
you
does
can
actually
see
do
it
something.
glowing along the edge when you leave it face down, and that's where these notifications come in, right?
Exactly.
So you quickly know, oh, that's blue. I know it's whatever you're
And
set
thanks
for.
to that curve, you know, also when you're watching any type of video or you're looking at any photos on the phone, again, it looks beautiful because of that curve. It's a really interesting design point.
Let's talk a little bit about photos and videos and watching them on there, because the screen is eminently capable of displaying any kind of content you want because of its super high resolution. It's 557 pixels per inch, which is the highest pixel density of anything in this size.
Yeah, and that goes back to my point. People want to be able to watch videos. I mean, more and more people are even watching full-length movies on their phones. So you want to make sure that that resolution is absolutely gorgeous, and this does the trick.
Yeah.
So it's super clear that an eagle could watch this. And wouldn't be able to see
Indeed,
it. I mean, because
indeed.
eagles are known for their
They've got
smartphone
good
activity,
vision.
of course.
Even they couldn't see the pixels, that's right.
It all comes back to animals with this one
It
over
does,
here. That's
it
all
does.
I'm saying.
Animals, Samba, we're all animals.
Now, in addition to the screen being extremely clear, it's also bright.
It is also bright, and this is one of the frustrations I think people have with smartphones is that you're using your phone all the time in the daytime, right? You go out, you want to take a photo, you want to look at something, you can't see your phone. But with this phone, you will be able to see it in bright light, so that's definitely an improvement there.
That might help when you're out, you know, doing crazy things outdoors. You need to pull out your camera, your phone, and use the camera, for example. Got to be able to see the screen to do it.
You have to, but I remember I live in England where sunny days are at premium.
That's
but,
true,
you know,
that's
on
true.
the off chance that we get some glorious sunshine,
Yeah.
I'll still be able
Then
to
you'll
use
be
it.
able to use it. Okay, there's one other thing that I want to point out that I find very exciting that I know you guys haven't had a chance to check out yet, but the Gear VR headset is made, there's a new version specifically made for the S6, which allows you to basically snap this thing into a headset and it'll be right in front of your eyeballs, okay? Now, the fact that it has a 2560 by 1440 resolution screen and this tiny little display means that when you have it directly in front of your eyes, each eye gets a full HD experience, which is important if you want to have a very immersive viewing experience with this headset on.
Yeah, people are going to love that.
Which is quite cool, so it turns your phone into a virtual reality headset as well.
Exactly.
So you don't have to buy something separate.
It does.
There's a money saving there, I like that. As a tight man, I like that.
Well, as a tight man, you probably don't like paying a lot for electricity either, so it's a good thing that these new devices have excellent battery life.
They really do. You know, I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S5 now for a long time, and one of the things I absolutely love is that the battery life is fabulous. You know, this is one of the reasons that I use it all the time is because it doesn't take that long to charge. And what's great about these new devices is that in just 10 minutes, you can get 4 hours of charge for basic usage, you know, going around and checking your email and doing those type of things. So that's a significant improvement. I've never seen anything that great on the market.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's great, because if you take the average working day, it's about 8 hours. So if come lunchtime, your phone's nearly dead, or for some reason, 10 minutes and it will see you out for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, definitely. And one of the other things that you can do is if you forget to charge it by plugging in a wire, you can always use the new wireless charging capability that's built into the phones.
And that's super fun, just having this wireless charger, so you literally set it on there.
That's right.
And you're good to go. And why is that? I mean, the reality is people are a little bit lazy, and even just plugging your phone in can take that extra step, and people don't like to do that. So I think this means...
I don't have time to be plugging in cables, okay?
It takes like 3 seconds. So a lot of us...
But that's 3 seconds, okay?
How many people do you know who walk around with their phones not charged? I know a lot of people.
Tons of people.
Tons of people.
So how many times have you been sitting in your living room and you were maybe watching a TV and you wish the lights weren't on, but you're too lazy to get up and go flip the light switch? Hey, for those times, we have these little wireless chargers. And also, Samsung is making this beautifully designed charger. And Colin's got the black one over there. We've got the white one over here. But as you said, Colin, you know, when you go into your office, you're just going to take your phone or your home or wherever. You're going to lay it on that charger and bingo.
That's it.
You're done, right?
I think, to be fair, these things here will mean that you will forget about battery life altogether. I remember when I first started working for a company that paid for petrol, and I immediately just forgot about the petrol gauge because I weren't paying for it. It's like, I don't have to worry about that. But if you're at work constantly, you put your phone down, it's been charging, you'll have one of them next to your bed at home. You know your phone's always going to have power in it. So
That's right.
I think these are brilliant. That's a good idea.
And wireless charging is really the thing that's coming for the future, because they are starting to build in standards-based wireless chargers into all kinds of things. My personal vehicle has one built right into the armrest. So you could be in the car, you drop it in the armrest, which is where it's convenient to get to anyway, and it's charging when you go. You could get it built into a desk, you could get it built into, and these devices, by the way, are compatible with most of the chargers out there, the standard-based chargers.
You know, it's funny, we kind of joke about it like a silly thing, but the reality is most of us have our phones on us 24/7. I mean, this is something, it's a necessity for business and for life, and the reality is you need them charged up, so it actually is pretty much one of the most important things.
It is.
I mean, but your phone's probably your alarm clock as well, right?
It is. Mine is my alarm.
Alarm clock sales must have dived since
Seriously,
smartphones.
seriously. And in fact, my alarm, not to sidetrack anything, but you notice I'm wearing my Fit, my little watch here that's a Samsung watch. So my phone integrates with that, and the alarm actually vibrates the watch to wake me up. So I don't even have to disturb any other neighbors, but that was a little sidebar there.
It's all okay.
Listen, I am
We've
dying.
not been given those yet.
No. I am dying to talk about my favorite.
I know. I'm getting it ready. While you talk, I'm getting this ready, just so we can see, because you don't even have to tell me, and Colin, you're on camera.
That's right. We have to talk about the camera features of this phone. So first of all, I'm going to get...
He's been through this with me off camera. He's really excited about this.
I'm going to get a little bit geeky on you, okay?
Just a bit.
The phone incorporates a new f1.9 aperture lens, not only on the back, but also on the front. He knows what I'm saying. Now, let's explain what that means to him, okay? It's going to offer you much better low light sensitivity, and also, you know how when you see one of those beautiful photos where, let's say, a person's face is in the foreground and everything behind them is kind of blurred out, that's called a bokeh effect. And that low aperture lens is going to give you much better artistic kind of photos like that. So I'm super excited about that.
And, you know, also great in low light. So let's say, I know you have a child who's 2.5, and I have a son who's 6 years old, or for anyone going out there taking photos in low light, I think of a birthday party. You were talking about this before. If you have candles on a cake and you have the lights turned down, if you're taking a photo, you'll actually be able to see it. So that's good news, too.
Yeah, and to add on to that, they've also built in a new real-time auto HDR feature.
Okay, just to be clear, John told me that he actually sees in HDR, so he's especially excited about this.
I love HDR, and I love the fact that it works in real time. So what would happen is, if you were going to take a picture of your child and they were at a birthday party, you would be holding the phone, and as you look through it and you view the screen would be showing you the HDR in real time, so that when you snap that little you get what you see, okay? That is super, super cool.
I like that because I hate flashes. I think flashes ruin everything, so that's good.
You could definitely get away with not having to deploy that flash and wash everything out. Now, that's not all. More geeky stuff, okay? We also combine that f1.9 aperture lens with a 16 megapixel front-facing sensor. So you're going to be able to take super, super clear photos. And I can't stop now. It's not only f1.9 and high resolution on the rear, but also on the front. So that if we all want to take a selfie right here, right now, we're going to have that low light capability and a 5 megapixel front-facing sensor, which is just fantastic.
Let's also talk about quick start, accessing the camera, because this has changed as well. And I know you're excited. I can show this off here. So instead of having to go in and find the camera app, you can simply go like this, and the camera opens up. So it's just a double tap to open up the camera, literally in less than a second.
Wait, you got to show something else. Turn the camera off. Okay. I mean the phone. Sorry, turn the phone off with your power button. Here you go. Oops, I'm sorry. I turned it off and on. Turn that off. There you go. Now double tap it. It still fires up and goes straight to the camera, and it does that even if your phone is locked with a pin. So because you don't want to. How many times?
Well, this specifically for practical applications for me. Quite often, sometimes when I'm doing things, you know, something all of a sudden is going to work. I need to get it quick, and it's quite often, you know, the camera nearest you is the one you go for, which is always the one in your pocket. So so that in the real world is very, very useful.
Helpful. And Colin, I was going to ask you, because I'm thinking about you and all the videos you make. To your point, I mean, this is a great creative device as well, right?
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, you know, I haven't always got my normal main camera with me because, you know, the muck and stuff in my shed is crazy. So, but I have always got my phone on me. Quite often the first attempts at anything I do are filmed on a phone. Yeah. So having it start up quickly is good, because we've been fumbling around sort of thing, you know, I'm in a weird position, I've got something hanging off, something that's about to explode or something, it's like, film it quick!
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to be ready to go.
Okay, guys, I know that we could keep talking about this stuff for like at least another hour, but all good things must come to an end, so we're going to have to wrap up this post-show here pretty soon.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, I know. Colin, what do you think? Colin, anything else we're missing?
Clearly, you know, we really like it, but what does everyone else think? So I think we've got some tweets.
Do we?
We've
got some tweets coming in here.
That's a great
so
idea.
how about a couple for you, Colin?
Public opinion is
always
always
for
Amber. Also to
Amber.
people to follow us at Samsung Mobile on Twitter and use the hashtag Galaxy S6 to let us know all of your thoughts. You can keep tweeting along. All right, do you want to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Yeah, we've got Samsung Galaxy was, is, and always be the ultimate smartphone.
That's a good one.
I think that is a fan. I'm guessing they have probably used many generations of it, and they're ready to get their hands on this one.
I think that's from official Munib.
Munib.
Official Munib. All right.
Yeah.
God bless the internet for not actually having great names.
Exactly.
Okay, do you want to do another one?
Yeah, can't wait. Hashtag next Galaxy. I'm thinking that maybe I will fall in love with that. I presume they're talking about the phone and not one of us.
I
don't know. Could be you. You're a handsome man. I don't know.
I have one really quickly. I believe the hashtag the next Galaxy is going to be a big deal. Hashtag unpacked at SCAF. So a lot of people excited.
Yeah, indeed. Here's one. Waiting for the Samsung Mobile Unpacked event to start. From angry Hassan, but I bet he was only angry while he was waiting, not once it got going.
He's now happy,
so,
Hassan.
Yeah, now he's happy, Hassan. So thank you guys for sending in your comments on the new S6, and if you sent in comments last week leading up to the Unpacked event, thank you for doing that too. In the week leading up to today's event, believe it or not, you ready for this? I got the number right here.
Amazing.
We had 155,358 tweets in just the last week.
Wow.
Okay?
That's a lot of interest.
So I think we're all getting used to Samsung bringing out these fantastic new products, and clearly the anticipation demonstrates just how important Unpacked is to our entire community.
Absolutely. That's it for all of us here at Unpacked at Barcelona's CCIB Convention Center. It's been so great sharing this first up-close look at the new Galaxy with all of you, and thank you so much, Colin, for joining us.
Oh, that's all right. You know, it's been a pleasure coming, and I'll see you next time, yeah?
Okay, you guys can keep the conversation going with the hashtag GalaxyS6 and go to samsung.com/Galaxy for all the details about the new devices. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you're all as excited as we are. By the way, before we wrap, keep an eye out tomorrow because we'll be streaming live all day, more coverage and exclusive interviews from MWC.
That is going to be so much fun. For John P., Colin, and the whole amazing team here that works behind the scenes to bring you Unpacked, I'm Amber Mack. Adios. you.